Hey guys, what's up? We're here with Greg Crellin, Pro Soaper,
Sorry, dude.
all the way from Melbourne, Australia. How you been, bud?
Not bad yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm out here in Vegas, just doing it right now. So
Same here out this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, same here out here. I got the whole crew been soaping up lately, so been hitting it hard.
I've seen a couple of your videos that you posted, man. That looks like you guys have a good little scene going down there. Probably
Yeah,
like the biggest soaping scene right now globally that I've seen.
Yeah, we've got a crew of about 6 or 7 of us, I believe. We've all got soap shoes. I hooked all my mates up with a stockpile that I found at one of the old inline skate shops that had a whole stockpile in the attic, and I bought up most of them, and I just sold them on to my mates so we could get a lot more people into it.
Wow. How did you figure this stuff out originally? Like, how did you find soap?
Well, back in 97, 98, I believe it was, when soap first came out, I was living in Tasmania, which is a little island that's part of Australia, and my brother used to have a few pairs, and he was always soaping around on them, and it always stuck in my head what they were. And then I was in year 8 in high school at the age of 14, and a friend in gym class goes, "Oh, Greg, you love the 90s and everything about it. You know what soap shoes are?" I said, "Yeah, fuck yeah, man, I know what they are." He starts doing some backsides on the little park benches inside the gym until he got in trouble with a teacher, who then proceeded to ask me if I knew what he was talking about because he didn't know what soaping was. And my mate was claiming he was a soaper until I confirmed exactly what it was and got my mate off the hook.
Okay.
So, and then I was trying to look for a pair but could never afford them. They were still pretty available back then. That was around 2004, I think. But could never afford a pair, because we always done it a bit tough with money. But by the time I left high school and started working, I remembered again what they were, and I guess they never really left me, so I started hunting down and just buying up as many pairs as I could.
So here it is now 3 years later, and I know we've been Snapchatting, and you sent me some pictures of a bunch of shoe boxes in your closet. Like, how many pairs of soaps do you own now?
Including other brands like Heelys, Rollerblade, and Solomon's, I currently have 16 and a half pairs.
Half pair? What, you got to explain that one.
Okay, when I bought that stockpile I was talking about previously, one of the boxes, the one I was going to keep for myself, only had one shoe in it.
Oh, that's fucked up. So you got gypped right there, huh?
Not really, because I only paid $300 for all 10 boxes and sold 9 boxes for $150 each.
Well, so you're slanging soaps now too.
Slinging soaps. Made a few dollars with some other soaps. So I've got some pretty good ones in my collection now.
Oh, wow. On the streets, our little soap shoe forum, solidgrind.com, I heard they'd be calling you the collector.
Yes, that's just one of the things they've been calling me, the collector, or like, fuck you, you arsehole, for stealing all the soaps.
Okay.
Just jokingly, though. I think they're just a bit jealous of some of the shoes that I have.
Right. So, I've seen some of these pairs. I know this, and I thank you for my Christmas present here. I guess you sent me those ordnance that I'm using on this video now, $600 shoes, and that's amazing. That's a crazy find that they're 15 years old and they're vintage, but they're still like mint condition. Except until I wore in a groove now, but that was a necessity. But I guess some other shoes have been going for up to $1,200 plus now.
Yeah, some of them are becoming really rare, like the broadsides. That's the soap everyone seems to be after, for the fact that it has the sole plate, as you know. I actually have a pair on the way to my house at the moment. I hunted down a pair and scored them, so they weren't cheap, I can tell you that, but I got them cheaper than anyone else probably would. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people still ask, what kind of websites can we find these on? They talk about eBay, they talk about rock.com, and that kid, one of the guys in Holland, this kid Phil, the soap community knows him as Waffle. but he sent me a Bezo site, and apparently, I guess that's not even active or something.
Yeah, so right before I started talking to Phil, or Incinerated Waffle as he calls himself, I don't know why, but right before I started talking to him, I actually found this site that you were just talking about, and thought I found the jackpot. They had every model of the Bizos listed, and I was going to buy them all up, but then I'd done some closer looking and translating, because the page is in Dutch, so I had to translate all the words. It turns out the site hasn't been active since 2010, so about 5 years. So the bets on trying to order some of them shoes is probably just off the table.
Okay, I get you. Now, I noticed there's some other sites, like the Solid Grind. Apparently, it's run by, I guess, former Pro Soaper Derek Brooks, who I guess was sponsored by Soap. I think he was part of the third team. I'm not sure, but I noticed that it looks like that website has not been updated since 2008, but apparently there's still a following on it.
There's still a very, very huge following. I always looked at Solid Grind, over the years, never created an account for it to comment, and I finally did a few years back. And there still is a following. Most of the admins, like you said, haven't been on or updated it, except recently, Lewis, one of the admins, updated a post just to let everyone know of the passing of a fellow sober, Travis Sloboda. Yeah, tragically lost his life. So that was the most recent update.
Okay.
I personally have tried to contact Derek Brooks. He did accept my friend request on Facebook, but very hard person to get a hold of. If there's any way someone who's more active with the site could possibly become an admin to update photos and all that, because it is still, it's not as big as it used to be back in the day when you guys first started out, but there's still a huge following, and it'd be good to get some new videos up and update the pictures, as I personally found pictures of the Bizzo shoes and some of the other shoes that they didn't previously have photos for in the description page. So it'd be good to be able to update the site a bit. But like I said, the owners of the site are very hard to contact at the moment.
I agree. I was able to get a hold of him once. He gave me permission to use a bunch of the photos from the site for the book, but I haven't talked to him since, and that was about 18 or so months ago. And it would be really awesome if someone could update that site, so then we could see some of the new stuff. Now, like, I've been doing the soap thing since 1997, and here it is 2015, and just this week, a kid in Connecticut was sending me a bunch of videos of him front-siding, and I get this stuff all the time on my phone. People, now that there's iPhone and they can send me videos instead of, back in the day it was AOL online, and, they'd have to send me MPEG videos through Yahoo Mail. But now people just text stuff to my phone. A couple weeks ago, someone from Reno, Nevada just started sending me videos of them soaping in their garage, and then the cops came, and they FaceTimed me and showed me, like, the neighbors were complaining that they were making noise. It's crazy, and I'm just like, there's still a community out here, and like, there's mad love, there's shit going on, and I'm just surprised that everyone hasn't really got together and blew this whole thing back up. And I know this, I think you know more about the politics of the industry, where, I don't know the name of the new company that bought out Heelys and Soap Shoes, but apparently they've been sitting on it for years and they just won't release it, or you guys can't get a response from them?
Well, Travis, our friend who passed away tragically, he was the one who was most active in it. He'd been in contact with our Sequential Brands Group. That is the company that owns Healing Sport Limited and also Soap Shoes. He had been speaking to them through emails and phone, and they had actually told us that they were going to be releasing some new models this summer that had just gone past, the American summer.
Okay.
But it turns out they were lying to us, and they just weren't going to release any. They just said it to get us off their back.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why they're not investing money into it, though, because there is still a huge following, like not as big as it would be, but there's still every time I go out with my soap shoes on with my crew, we have these kids coming up, you know, oh, where can I get them? What site can I buy them from?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have to get a pair of them.
Exactly.
And then, you know, got people who used to do it going, dude, I haven't seen soap shoes in fucking years, you know, can you hook me up? You know, I'm like, yeah, maybe, you know, what size are you? I'll see what I can do. You know, here's my contact information. And that's just here in one town, like, you know, in Australia, just the city of Melbourne, like, you go around hitting it, you know, and there's just as much hate as there is love for the sport still, you know, but I just let that roll to my back like water, you know. It's no big deal to me.
Yeah,
you want to skate?
It's one of those things that's like you either love it or you hate it. I still get the same crazy reactions, and just like you said, and here I am in Las Vegas, just like you're in a small town in Australia. I was out at the skate park the other day, just soaping on a little ground rail, and some kids, 9, maybe 12, 13 years old, they come up and they're like, they didn't even have a clue what these things were. They thought I was practicing skateboarding for later when I had a skateboard. And I'm like, nah, kid, these are soap shoes. And I start explaining to him. He's like, those are badass. Where do they sell those? Like Hot Topic or something? And I was like, kid, they went out of business before you were even born. Like, you can't even buy these. And he's like, oh, man, I would buy those right now. And, you know, especially here in Vegas when, you know, the kids, they don't have a lot of stuff to do since it's a 21 and over town. Like, they've got curfew. They can't really get out. The only place kids can really hang out is things like skate parks and stuff. And I got to say, skate parks have really changed. You know, when I was younger in the 90s, it was just rollerbladers and skateboarders. And now you see the majority of skate parks out here filled with Razor scooter riders, you know, and they're doing, they're going up and down the half pipe. They're doing little tail flips, and, you know, it's changed. And I don't know, what do you think about that?
Personally, I'm not a fan of scooters. I've got some friends that ride scooters. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, there's some pretty cool shit being done on it. But personally, they're not for me. I just see it as a hybrid sport. You know, you got handlebars and grip tape. I mean, you know, pick BMX or skateboard, you know, not both. It's mainly due to the fact every time I hit a skate park, it would just be crowded with scooter kids who haven't been taught proper skate park etiquette. Okay. So they're in your way, they're cutting you off, and you're just trying not to hurt them, you know. We had this skate park built here called The Shed. Had a multi-million-dollar makeover, big indoor skate park, like pretty much a professional skate park, big vert ramp, a bowl, street course, all skate park. Parents use it as like a daycare center. They drop off their kids with the scooters, and the kids haven't been taught etiquette. And, you know, in this day and age, you know, you got all these 12-year-olds running around thinking they're the badass gangsters, you know, and so they're trying to start you, trying to hit you with the scooters. And all I'm trying to do with my mates is just skate and have a good time, you know? Okay. Like how it used to be. But like I said, I've got some friends that ride scooters, and I don't always have a problem with it, just when, you know, they get in your way and then have an attitude about it because you avoided hitting them, and you're like, you know, just look where you are, mate, you know, stay safe. And so it's kind of like an infestation at the moment that, you know, who knows what's going to happen. But like I said, there's some cool stuff being done on them, and I don't overly hate them. It's just, you know, it's not like how skateboarders hate bladers, you know, because that's still a big issue.
Man, there was some crazy drama back in the day, you know. It was almost like gang wars, really, like rollerbladers versus skateboarders. And I always thought it was kind of funny because people from outside the community, you know, they just think like, well, you guys all skate, like, why don't you guys all get along? And like, they don't really know the politics. And, you know, for me, I kind of noticed one of the biggest things was, you know, the way that rollerbladers wax a curb, where we just wax the corner and then like maybe an inch or two on either side, you know, so we can hit our soul grinds. And then skateboarders will like wax way up in the top of the curb so that they can hit their tail slides. But then when there's so much wax, the rollerbladers just jump on the curb and slip out. And then, you know, then we got to use steel wool and get the wax off to get it good for us. And then they get pissed off. And back in the day, there was so much beef. Like one time, we were just at the park skating, and these dudes brought a red metal bat, bro, and almost like took it to the back of my friend's head. And we got in a big fist fight, and I knocked this dude out. I had my Harbinger wrist guards, and I palm struck him, and he ended up getting like 7 stitches in his forehead, and then there was some retaliation shit. The cops came, and it was pretty intense back in the day.
Well, it's actually the opposite out this way. The skateboarders get pissed when we wax.
Oh, really?
It's the opposite down here, man. That shed skate park I was talking about, when that first opened, you were allowed to wax the copings.
Okay.
Until, I don't know how true this story is, but Renton Miller, who's a pro skateboarder down this way, he slipped on the coping because of the wax and busted his wrist. And because of that, they banned waxing from this skate park.
Oh,
so,
wow.
like, we could fairly grind, you know, and then me and my mates ended up actually getting banned from that skate park. So it was pretty funny. Yeah. But like the dude who ran it, the manager, did not like rollerbladers. So it was a personal thing for him, and he's looking for any excuse to ban us. And yeah, when his new staff that he hired didn't like us and they accused us of destroying one of their cars, that was, you know, enough reason for him to ban us. So so I snuck back in there for the week.
That's really crazy, man. It's interesting, like how people take sides on that shit. Where do you feel that soaping fits into all this?
Soaping's still the underdog altogether, because I've seen comments on my videos and your videos. You know, you got the skateboarders going, "Oh, fucking soaping's is fruit birding," you know, and then you got the roller going, "Oh, it's fucking gay. Why don't you just get roller?" You got people like me going, "Fuck, man, you want to blade, you want to soap, it's all fun. Like, why is there beef? I ride soaps, I ride a skateboard, BMX, I've even dropped in at a skate park on a fucking unicycle. So I personally don't get why there's so much hate."
Oh, wow.
I'm like Switzerland, I'm on the fence, I'm neutral.
Hold on, you gotta rewind that for a second. Did you say you dropped in a half pipe on a unicycle, or you just were at the park?
That was what? Yes, on a unicycle.
You dropped in on a unicycle?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It took me about 35 shots before I landed it, but I landed it and then pulled off a pedal slide.
Oh, wow. That's intense.
Yeah.
I know you've been doing some crazy shit like that. Don't you have a new DVD coming out soon, like Adrenaline Monkeys?
Yeah, well, our crew down here, we named it the Adrenaline Monkeys just because we couldn't really find anything better to call ourselves. We've been gathering footage over the last year, and it's still a fair way off, but we're going to be releasing a DVD that's kind of like, it showcases everything that we do, that we love in life, you know, whether it be soaping, inline, or BMX, or motocross riding, or forward driving, or when we're camping.
Okay.
We do everything. We're even going for our skydiving licenses as soon as we get the cash. And we do anything that normal people in society just call extreme or stupid. So,
okay.
Yeah, we work our asses off during the week, and then the weekend we just, run amok.
Ooh, that's what's up. I like it. Man, do you guys have a website out for that yet?
No website. There is a YouTube page, which doesn't really have much on it. It's called Adrenaline Monkeys. Not the one in England that has these kids doing some crappy parkour. This is the Australian one, the proper Adrenaline Monkeys. So.
You just said the magic word. I've been doing parkour stuff since I was like a little kid, before it was even called parkour. I remember like my teachers thought that I couldn't be normal because, you know, during recess there was like an exercise yard in the playground, and you could do sit-ups and stuff, and me, I was like pretending that I was playing Zelda or something, and I would like jump on the sit-up thing, and then I would jump over and do like a crawl across the, what do you call those things that you...
Monkey bars?
Monkey bars, but I'd have to like go on top and walk, and then I'd jump off and do like a 360 before I even knew it was a 360, and they were like, "That's not how you use that," and I was like, "Well, that's how I want to use it." Like, I said, "Why do I just want to like crawl across like this like everyone else? I want to crawl on top of it and take it to a whole new level." And they're like, I would keep getting like, you know, time out or whatever, because this was like first grade or whatever. But I mean, I've always tried to use some of that in my soaps, and people would tell me like, "That's not soaping, you have to be grinding to be soaping." And I was like, for me, I always see it as like a free-form sport that shouldn't have rules but rather guidelines. Kind of like, okay, I've got plates, I can grind, but what if I feel like jumping off these stairs and doing a misty flip? What if I feel like backflipping off of this ledge after I grind or something? So I've been really trying to push adding in parkour elements and other elements of freestyle walking into that. Do you think that that has place in the sport?
I believe it does. Soap shoes, ultimately came out around the same time as the freestyle walking movement. Soaping isn't just grinding. Because sometimes you don't always land the grinds, as you hit the rubber and fuck up, so you got to make yourself look cool, trying to recover from that. But as you said, the freestyle walking or parkour side of it, I believe has a big place in it. Hence why some of the slogans Soap even had when they were out, like, soap shoes, play with yourself, or the street is your playground.
Right.
It's not just grinding. If it was just about grinding, it would be like soap shoes, as the slogan was, shoes for the daily grind, or grind this or something. It's about expressing yourself through the way you move. Everyone who's just, a full conformist, just working to work, going to work, making money, not doing any fun, I go to work, I earn my money to live on the weekends, and I express myself through the way I move. I won't just walk down the street normally because I have my soap shoes, so I'll be busting out a drag queen or, a Royale down a rail or something, getting told off by the cops, and then just moving crazy because I fucking can. So I believe it has, the freestyle walking side of it has a huge part in soap shoes. It's not just the grinding.
I love the way that you're saying that. Express yourself in the way that you move. That's profound, Greg. That's awesome. Can you go a little deeper into that?
How you mean?
Well, the way that you're saying that, like, as if you're kind of talking about maybe yourself, your inner self, expressing it basically in the outer world. People kind of get to see, like, the inner you, and that makes a lot of sense. I've always been into martial arts and stuff, and where I'm trying to take soaping myself is going into more urban obstacles, getting onto like a factory roof, or like, climbing up the fire escape at the outside of the Albertsons supermarket, and then grinding on the little conduit things that carry the electricity, the copper wiring and stuff. And
it's funny that you mentioned that, because we've got footage of me at one of the local primary schools on a roof grinding the conduit.
Oh, wow.
On one of the school roofs. So yeah, that's the type of stuff we do.
Nice.
When I was saying about, you express yourself through the way you move. Like, we do that over here, we call it roof topping. Where you go up and you're climbing on top of roofs and stuff and all that. And it's not just about where you're going or how you're doing it. It's, the way you act, like I said, expressing yourself. I'll wear all these crazy, scary masks by doing all this stuff while rocking Senate jeans or 26 red jeans and fat farm clothes, anything that's 90s, I'm always rocking. People like, oh, he's got raver pants on, and I'm like, no, I've got skating pants on.
They call them raver pants. Oh man.
Well, over here, all the ravers have the big baggy pants with like reflective shit on it. Right. I'm like, no, this is road jeans, man. This is aggressive inline shit. It's not rave. Don't ever call me a raver because I don't rave.
Okay.
I listen to hip hop and punk rock.
Oh wow. That's crazy. And did they even know what inline was?
Some people go, what do you mean? I'm like, aggressive rollerblader. Oh, you roller skate? No, I rollerblade. There's a difference. the wheels are in a line, so inline, blade, The skates are the fucking quad things, which I don't do either.
Okay. Wow, that's freaking crazy. Man. Where would you see the future of this sport going?
Where do I see it going, or where do I hope to see it going?
Hope sounds better.
Yeah. Well, I hope to see it make a comeback how it was. I see the potential in it. We just got to try and get through to the company that currently owns it, because they're just not listening. They're just not aware. Like me personally, I'm aware of where it can go with the potential. Like I said, when I found that stockpile, I sold shoes to people in Israel, America, like New Zealand. Like I was sending shoes all over the show because I had found some bigger sizes that people wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I hope to see it make a full comeback because the potential is there.
That's one of those like weird things too, is because when I go on eBay and I try to look for shoes, I can, I very seldom find size 11s and 12s, but sometimes I'll find like bigger sizes or a lot of smaller sizes, which means that all the people, adults, size 10, 11, 12, that's obviously been the biggest selling shoe because those are the ones that are gone. Meaning people, 15 to between 15 and probably 40 are still soaping. Myself, I'm going to be 35 in 3 weeks. I still get out there and grind. A couple of friends of mine, coast to coast, that are in their mid-30s and early 40s are still down to soap. Some of them want to soap, they just can't find any in their size. If they were readily available for a normal price of whatever, $79.99 at the Journey store or Pacific Sunwear, like it was, I could see these people going out and buying a pair and still going out, not necessarily doing it all the time, like 18 hours a day like we used to when we were, younger, because people get older, they work, whatever. But it would be kind of cool if they were out again so that we could go session and just have a good time. Sometimes back in the day, like even the other night, actually, I was out with this dude. He just moved here to Vegas, and I went to high school with him. So we were kicking it, kind of catching up. And he's like, man, you're still skating. You're still doing that shit, huh? And I'm like, yeah. So we were at the bar having a beer, and we just stepped out, like, have a cigarette. And then I just started grinding on the curb. I grinded on the bumper of some dude's fucking old Chevy. And he was like, oh, shit, like, you still be doing that? Like, he's like, I wish I had a pair of those, man.
It's the way, though. Like you said, a lot of the bigger sizes, they get to come by. And then what you also got to watch out for is just like the arseholes that are trying to rip people off, like on eBay. Uh-huh. One dude had a second-hand, heavily used pair of cleans. Okay. He was asking $500 for them, super rare, old school. I'm thinking, cleans are the most common soap shoe that is freaking out there. Second is scabs. $500 for a second-hand pair. I was getting new in-box pairs for freaking like $60, like just last year. And then you got people that are, like you mentioned earlier, Rourke and stuff still had some in the smaller sizes. Mm-hmm. Real cheap. They were going for like, God knows, $30 Australian, I think. Okay. So you got these people buying them and then instantly putting them back up on eBay, claiming they've had them since college and just never used them. Okay. And they ask ridiculous prices. And you can tell where they've got them from, but they use the same picture of the website where they brought it from. And I've called a few people out, and some people are like, yeah, you got me. And then one dude just like full-on kept the lie up. He's like, I've had them since college. What would you know? I'm like, well, considering I'm one of the biggest collectors of soaps in the world, I know a fucking lot. He's trying to tell me how rare they are. I'm like, I've got 20 pairs sitting in my wardrobe. Well, not wardrobe, but warehouse that I have access to. So oh, wow. I know the value of each soap and what they go for and the rarity of them. He's trying to tell me they're rare. I'll show him a rare pair. I've got an unreleased pair of Ninjas sitting right here. I've never released another one other pair in existence, and I've got one of them. Oh, wow.
We got a few minutes left. Would you be able to show off some of those pairs?
Yeah, I've got the Ninjas sitting right here if you'd like to see them.
Yeah, I'd love to check that out.
Still in the bag.
Oh, wow.
These are the Soap Ninjas. They're
oh, wow. Those are fresh, bro.
Yeah, quite fresh.
Now, how much would a pair of those go for?
I got these for a steal, like, stupidly cheap. Like, I would personally value these because of the rarity, for a hardcore collector like me, probably $500 to $600 I would sell them for, maybe. That would be the bottom price.
Bottom 90, top 500 to 600.
No, bottom price would, for me to sell them, would be around 500 to 600.
Oh, bottom 500 to 600. So
yeah, I mean, just
in that
I've seen one other pair of them. So there's two known in existence at the moment.
Okay.
So they came with the slope row plate too.
Oh, the other kind of plate. Okay.
Sick. Yeah. That's just one of that's the rarest pair I have at the moment of soap shoes until I get my broadsides, because I've got a pair of them coming. I've got sitting here a pair of the second issue release of the Scabs. The other ones that are when they were redone, they had soapshoe.com stitched into the tongue.
Oh, I see.
If you can see it, kind of a bit hard to see, I think. Just under the soap. That's soapshoe.com.
Okay.
These are the second run of the Scabs. It's said on Solid Grind there's a slight difference with the material or something. I'm not sure what that was, but these also in the second run came with the slow bros. So and apparently this is one of the rarer colours of Scabs too, the black and grey. So these actually belong to Travis Sloboda, the sober who passed away. His family actually sent these to me because I was such a good friend of his and stuff, and they wanted me to have a few of his things to remember him by. So
wow.
That was pretty nice of them. I've got a few other things of his too, which I'm going to put in a display piece. I got my collection up and running.
Okay.
But as I said, those Ninjas were the rarest soaps I've got at the moment. I do currently have a pair of sample Solomon X Factors, which were the second run of the Solomon shoes, first for the Mr. Wilsons and the X Factors. So I don't think the X Factors did too well and they didn't make many, so I've actually got a box of them sitting here up in collection. Too hard to get out at the moment, but I've got a couple of pairs of Cleans, a couple of pairs of Scabs now, some Cylons, which unfortunately I can't use because they'll fall apart like my first pair did. Same with the Goers. I've got some Goers. I love the Goer Chernobyls. They're one of my favourite soaps, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't rock because the material they use will just fall apart. It just breaks. It's a polyurethane, and unlike the leather and rubber they used in the earlier models, it just doesn't hold up. So,
These
but
new,
I've got other shoes.
The Ordnance ones that you got me here is pretty cool because I could feel the difference in the material because it's not like soft rubber in the sole of the shoe like it would have been if they were brand new, 15 years ago. It seems like they've kind of stiffened up, but what I've noticed is they work perfect. I put a groove in them. I'm already, I was doing some freestyle backslides down this one rail the other day. Smooth as fuck, man. And they seem to be holding up perfect. A person like me, like I said before, like when I do those big jumps, I like to keep, 2 extra pairs of padding in the shoes. I used like the Dr. Scholl's gel, and then I use like an instep. I have like 3 layers of padding in this so that I can jump 8, 10, 12 stairs, hit a big mute over a gap or whatever, and the impact is going to be smooth. But these are holding up great, so like you said, it is interesting that some of the shoes won't stand the test of time, and others seem to still be working perfect.
Yeah, I used to think anything that had a similar, that was like the second generation of soaps, the lighter ones, like the Scabs, MB, Tanks and Cleans were like the first generations, and how they were super heavy, and then they started making like Prabas, Goers and all that, and they were a lot lighter because of the material they used. I used to think all of them would fall apart, but I've come to realise through experience, like the Ordnance, they seem to hold up well, so do the Prabas and stuff like that. But it's mainly the Goers, the Cylons, I think maybe Squeaky Cleans, and I forgot the name of the other one. It's like Goa, but I forgot its name. But they're the ones who seem to break really easy just because of the material they use. It's just too soft, and it just falls apart.
Right.
So but if people want some light soaps, go a set of Pravas or Ordnance. They're the ones I recommend the most because they'll hold up as well as the Scabs and Cleans, if not better.
Right, and those are all the ones that you can really perform the best on. Some of the other ones, like the I think the Squeaky Cleans, or the Boltars, and the Cylons even, they're plastic, or the rubber on the outside was a lot slicker. It was harder, at least what I noticed, to be able to like hold backslides. I could do them, but they would work better on ledges than handrails. Unlike the Cleans or the Ordnance, which would their rubber was a little different. I was able to. It was almost like a braking system. The grind plate would allow me to slide, but the metal would slow it down enough so that I could hold the balance, sometimes indefinitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So as I was saying before, though, I do have to see soap shoes come back. That'd be, the ultimate, hope for the company and the sport, because I do believe it is a sport, because anyone can grab a pair and slide on ledges, but it takes some balls to be hitting rails and double kinked rails and all that. So, but if they do come back, I'll definitely be collecting all the advertising gear and promo stuff. So that shit's hard to find. I've only got a few pieces, but a few pieces I've had made for me. But I've got one of these original soap rubber ducks.
Oh wow!
Got the soap logo, a couple of piercings.
Damn, that is a very rare piece.
So that cost me around $50 shipped from the UK. I had to beg this guy for 6 months to sell it to me. Okay. His girlfriend wasn't happy.
You did it though. You're a hustler. That's good.
I did have a few more that I was going to purchase, as well as like a soap, like advertising vinyl banner. Travis, who unfortunately passed away, I was lining up. He was going to sell me all his stuff because he was just packing it in. He didn't want anything to do with it so much. He had a shitload of stuff, and but unfortunately, like I said, he tragically passed away last year.
Mm-hmm.
I made this tribute video for him, which is available to view on YouTube because he's such a good friend, even though we never met in person. So my best wishes go out to his family and all that, and I thank them for sending me a couple of pairs of his shoes, which I like I stated previously, will be on the centerpiece of my collection when I finally get it displayed. So, but yeah, there's probably a lot of stuff just floating around the back of skate shops, like posters and flags and stuff that I'm trying to get my hands on any of it, because I live, breathe and eat soap. So,
ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
There's a video on our John Monkey's page, just a raw clip of we're out soaping, and I opened a fresh candle, and my mate Daniel, or Fat Baby Bejeebus as he's known, he looks at me and he's with the camera and he goes, "Don't eat it." So I do what I'm told not to do. So I just took a big chunk out of this candle and just casually walk up to the camera, and I'm like, a soaper's diet must consist of anything that helps them perform better. Wax helps us perform better. So now it's in my diet. Yeah, we just do some real raw shit like that down there. So
you guys are crazy out in the Outback doing it.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. We're looking forward to getting more footage and making this movie. It's still a long way off, unfortunately, like I said, because most of us are broke, even though we work our asses off. So, mm-hmm. But we're all getting there. We're all slowly starting to get cameras and the proper editing software and all that. And it's just going to be a big mixed bowl of everything. Like I said, soaping, skating, just our random drink ups at someone's house or a party. We're going to hopefully have footage from my 25th that's coming up. I'm having a jumping castle and a soap rail set up, and yes, we're going to have all this raw, like random footage, kind of like the old school Crusty Demons movies, just guns, chicks, everything, just anything that would make you sit there and go, fuck, I wish I could do that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, Greg, we're running out of time here, but if the guys at home wanted to get a hold of you, what would be the best way that they could do that?
What do you mean at home? Like, who's viewing this? You can just hit me up on Facebook. It's just Greg Crellin. You'll work out which profile is me. If you go through the pictures, you'll see soap shoes or just random weird pictures. Either that or my email, greg-250@hotmail.com, or my YouTube channel, which is Greg Crellin 1, or the Adrenaline Monkeys YouTube channel. Just send a message to that. I will be creating an Adrenaline Monkeys page on Facebook, but currently the main page affiliated with all the stuff we do is the Melbourne Soapers. That's a group on Facebook. So if anyone needs to hit me up, who's looking for shoes, just send a message to that. Request to join it, and then or like I said, a message to my Facebook. I'll find out what size you are, and I'll see if I can hook you up. Let you know where to get them. Let you know what plates are available and all that. So just any one of them. Just hit me up, and if you're in Australia, I live in Melbourne, so if you're out this way, just mess me in. I can meet you at one of the skate parks or whatnot. But they're probably just the easiest ways to get a hold of me.
Awesome, bro. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Crellin.
No worries. Peace out.